Good morning, Canterbury, and welcome to Canterbury Live on Monday, the 16th of November. Thank you for your patience. We're running a little bit behind, but you know, technical things do happen, but the team have pulled it together, so here we are. About 10:15, aren't we? So not too bad, not too bad. At least we're here. Rightio, on Saturday it was the Rickon Cup, and I've got some pics here, some of the people that I caught up with. First up, Andrew Little. Bit of a labour of love there. Caught up with him, looking very sharp with his lovely wife he brought along. Next up, hey, there he is, Sam Whitelock. What an absolute sweetie. Met him and his lovely fiancée, Hannah, who are getting married in January. And last but not least, you'll recognise this lady, Anne Stone. There we are, it's a bit of Facebook posting there. And we did not call each other before, we just coordinated beautifully in our black and pink, but she had a fab day there as well. Rightio, this day in history, the 16th of November, what did happen? First up, 1959, the last Rodgers and Hammerstein musical, The Sound of Music, happened. Sadly, shortly after that though, that Oscar Hammerstein actually died from cancer. And we all know The Sound of Music, of course, went to film with the wonderful Julie Andrews, and that was 1959. Next up, 1974, what an awesome year. John Lennon, yes, his only solo number one, Whatever Gets You Through the Night, that you can hear now, went number one in the States. And a bit of trivia there, the recording featured Elton John on harmony, vocals and piano. Next up, do you recognise this, lass? Yes, 1998, Monica Lewinsky signs a deal for the North American rights to a book about her affair with US President Clinton. The affair led, of course, to pop culture celebrity for Lewinsky as she had become the focus of a political storm. And still with the whole Clinton buzz, in 2000, there he is, very popular chappie. 2000, he became the first US president to visit Vietnam since the end of the Vietnam War. Very, very auspicious day. Clinton, yes, because Richard Nixon was the last president to visit in 1969, and of course at that time they were at war with communist North Vietnam. So that is what happened on the 16th of November. Rightio, giveaways. Tricky 22 is what we've got first up there by Janet Vankovich. And next, Trust by Mike Bullen. And as well as movie tickets from the Hoyts family. Very cool indeed. And this wonderful painting from Ira Mitchell Kirk. So I've got a few days left of November to enter. Now all you need to do is call through to Marianne or Anna on 03 379 7100. And you can go to our website, ctv.co.nz/competitions. Really simple, isn't it? Okay, coming up on today's show, PBA Legends is happening at Cal Stadium this weekend. Very important date for the Filipino community. Ira Mitchell Kirk joins me for a catch-up. Phyllis Brown is here to round off our topic of friendship and also leading up to the stresses around Christmas. So she's here to feed our soul. But first to feed our tummies, it's Nicola from Nourish. Welcome, Nicola.
Hi, thank you.
And did you have a lovely time at the races the other day?
I did, yeah. It's a beautiful day and it's just lots of fun, isn't it?
It is. How'd you do on the betting?
Oh, a few. I entered lots of sweepstakes, but no big hauls, I'm afraid.
As long as you're having fun, though, that's the main thing.
That's it.
Hey, now this week we're talking about a new advertising campaign that's hit.
Yes. So you've probably seen the big change start small ads. It's in lots of different kinds of media, and it's just one approach to battling the childhood obesity epidemic in New Zealand. So we've got childhood obesity, either obese or overweight is about 33% at the moment in children. So really wanting to battle that, and this campaign is a really positive way to do it. It's not coming down in a negative way at all, so I really like it.
It is hideous though. 33% is substantial, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, it really is a true issue in New Zealand.
Yeah, and it has lots of effects on children, unfortunately, because if you're, as a child, you're obese or overweight, you're more likely to be overweight as an adult, and that, of course, leads into lots of ill health issues, such as type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and some kinds of cancer as well, plus all the social effects of being overweight. It can be
self-esteem.
Absolutely. So it's great if if we can have some help with this sort of thing, and it's not just put onto one family or one person just to try and fix it all themselves.
Yes, well, it could be actually within the family already.
Yeah.
So who's behind the campaign then, Nicola?
So it's the Ministry of Health initiative, and a group called the Health Promotion Agency sort of work on them with this, and they're good at developing these kinds of campaigns. Lots of different campaigns that you see around health and wellbeing, a Health Promotion Agency run. Yeah.
Oh, very cool indeed. So part of it, what other initiatives are they doing with, apart from the advertising on television, which is great?
Yeah.
What else are they doing?
So I've brought this to show you because this is part of the 22-step program that the government have got around childhood obesity. So there's a plan that involves lots of different initiatives, and it involves looking at physical activity, working with the health boards and that sort of thing. So actually, we talked about one of the initiatives last week, which was the booklet around keeping yourself eating well and active, and also working with food industry. So there's lots of different components, lots of different people involved, but yeah, a lot to it. So it's quite a complex thing. And so this campaign, it absolutely is. It's so important. Yeah.
It's a great website though. Eatmorelive.gov.
Eat, move, live.
Yeah. Eat more live. Hopefully not. Well, eat more veggies. Eatmovelive.gov.nz.
Yes.
So what will we find on that website?
So on there's all sorts of ideas around lots of recipes and food ideas that are easy for families and good value. Lots of ideas for getting out and being active as a family, and links to different, like the wee booklet I was talking about before about a healthy weight and activity, links to that, links to all sorts of other websites and that sort of thing that sort of help you on your way. So it's a really useful website.
But what is the two main focuses of that website though?
So you will see on the advertising campaign, there's an ad in particular that when we love our families, we like to feed our families, and it's part of showing our love. So love your family, but don't feed them too much, and don't feed them too much of the wrong things like fizzy and takeaways, that sort of thing. So that's one message. And then the other one is around activity and trying to be more active than just having your two thumbs on the control panel. So trying to get out there and be active. And so the website we talked about earlier has lots of different ideas of fun things to do as a family rather than sitting and playing on the game.
And I'm giggling, this thing here is fine in moderation though.
Absolutely, every bit of balance. We always
it's a bit of balance, isn't it?
Yeah.
Love the salad you're making tomorrow.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that?
So it's a brown rice salad. Easy to make. You've probably got all the ingredients at home, but it's absolutely delicious. It's got almonds in it, and it's got dried fruit in it, and a nice Asian sort of sauce, but it's got crunch and it's got sweetness. It's got all the combinations, and as I say, easy to make. And if you get called out for a barbecue last minute, whip it up, and it's delicious.
Now let's talk about the dressing, because dressings can also be a killer.
Yes.
Can't they, for salads? But what's so special about the one that you're making?
This one is really simple. It's just a little bit of sesame oil, which is so it's an oil, but just a small amount. It's got huge amount of flavour in sesame oil. So sesame oil and then a wee bit of soy sauce. So we're not a very greasy, fatty salad dressing at all, but just something that boosts the flavour and goes perfect.
And could I be cheeky and say you could actually use the leftovers for a bit of dipping sauce? For your meats.
Yes.
We like that, don't we? Got to make a little bit extra. Hey, thank you so much. And remember, that recipe will be up online on nourish.org.nz. And remember, Nicola loves getting your feedback on Facebook. And so engage with her and gain that experience and the wisdom that you have, Nick. Good on you. We'll see you next week, sweetheart. Remember, tomorrow the recipe will be up. Rightio, after the break, we meet some of the team behind the PBA Legends this weekend at Cal Stadium, and Phyllis Brown joins us to feed our soul. See you soon. The beautiful Nina Simone to Phyllis Brown. Love the song.
Yes, beautiful.
The lyrics are quite true, aren't they? Now, Phyllis, we're basically rounding off our topic of friendship, aren't we?
We are. We've had such great feedback from the reason, the season and the lifetime, and I think for people that really resonated with it, it's good feedback on Facebook and through the email. So we're now on to the next component of, well, what happens when we lose our friends? And it can be quite a difficult process because we invest in our friendships and we want to do the best by our friends. So when suddenly everything goes a bit pear-shaped or the friendship disintegrates, it can be really hard for both people. But I think for us, if we do take a step back and have that reason seized in our lifetime, if you can cherish the friendship rather than becoming hurt or bitter or scorned by that person no longer being in your life, you can see the bigger picture or who you've become through having that friendship.
And do you think it comes with maturity or years of wisdom? Because there's a thing, quality over quantity, isn't there, in friendship?
Yes, definitely. I think, you know, you can have 300 friends or 3,000 friends on Facebook, but you might only have 3 actual friends that you would have that coffee or that tea or that intimate conversation with. And I think a quality friendship will actually probably be a lifetime friendship. But the people who come in and challenge you and make you become who you need to be, really spur you on, then that's that reason or season. So when they do go, then really cherish that process of, well, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be doing this. And if it wasn't for them, would I have pushed myself to become this kind of person? So in cherishing what you've had with that person, it makes the loss of that friendship a little bit easier to sustain.
And probably that line, a good time, not a long time.
Exactly,
Okay.
yes.
We're heading into Christmas, Phyllis.
Yes.
So there could be a lot of grief or angst for a lot of people around this time, when it should be actually a joyous time.
Yeah. So when it comes to the Christmas time, we've got our friends and family coming to see us, so that can create a great deal of stress. It can give us a sense of feeling overwhelmed because we want everything to be perfect. So what we're going to look at over the next few weeks for the latter part of November and into December is how to cope with the stress. When it comes to the loss of a friendship, and I really do mean the actual physical loss where people have passed over, you know, for a lot of people this will be the first time that they've had such a huge event without that loved one. And what I would say is just to celebrate their life. If you're going through a process where a loved one has passed over, a friend has passed over, then celebrate them, you know, bring them up in conversation, remember them so that you can have that really holistic and healing conversations, and that will ultimately help in your processing that sense of loss and your grief.
And how do we cope then with the stress that, as well as, of course, losing a loved one in the first Christmas, how about the other stresses that we have around Christmas, the financial stress?
I think you have to really just plan. For me, it's what is urgent and important. So obviously having the Christmas dinner is maybe urgent and important, but having a $10 present might not be. So, you know, where are your priorities? Is it really important to have, you know, 65 presents under the tree? Or is it really important, a bit like friendships, to have a few key gifts under the tree with, you know, a lovely time for celebration? And don't get caught up in the advertising, if you can, you know, don't get caught up in the advertising process, because we do get swept along with the bargains and the one-day sales and the 24-hour sales and
the Boxing Day
the
sales.
Boxing Day sales, which is, you know, 3 days before Christmas. You know, take your time, enjoy the process, plan and prepare, write those lists. And sometimes a few good presents are actually more effective for a child than lots of presents that they really don't want. I think we've all seen You've Been Framed or whatever, where it's got, you know, a packet of socks and they're like, I really don't want a packet of socks. So a few good gifts that really intrigue your child or your loved one is maybe the best way to go.
And I think Martin Luther King said it better than anyone, especially for children, that presents is much higher than actual presents. So there we go. So what is our card for this week?
So our card for this week, I'm not quite sure which camera we're going to, but it's
That's right. You hold it.
Welcome to the New Beginnings. And so the New Beginnings, it's about that new start. So if it's you're embarking on new friendships, really treasure them and cherish them. And again, maybe come into Christmas with a new frame of mind.
Thank you so much. Well, we're going to a different kind of frame now because we're catching up with the PBA Legend team. I should be doing a slam dunk or something like that. So I feel very inadequate at the moment. I'm joined by some of the teams, though, that are behind a huge event that is happening at Cal Stadium this weekend, Friday to Saturday. Agnes and Marty, welcome to Canterbury Live.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
So much planning has gone into this weekend.
Yes.
How are we feeling about it?
I feel great.
You feel in control?
Excited.
Great.
A bit nervous.
Are you nervous?
Yeah.
That's okay. Nerves are a good thing, as long as they're controlled. Agnes, for the viewers at home, for the Filipino community, they very much know who PBA legends are.
Yes.
But can you tell us, everyone else?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
PBA legends are basketball superstars from the Philippines. This is actually the first major sporting events for the Filipino community, and everybody's excited about this. So we are bringing over 10 of legendary basketball superstars from the Philippines, and this is going to be very, very exciting.
Very. And Marty, for the layman or average Cantabrian, they wouldn't probably think basketball, Philippines, how does that work? But it's huge, isn't it?
Yes, it's quite huge in the Philippines, but you know, something we make up with our height. but it's our favorite sport actually. PBA, it's a Philippine Basketball Association. It's a men's professional basketball league. It's actually the first professional league in Asia and the second existing basketball league, professional basketball league in the world, second to NBA. It was established 1975.
That's huge in itself.
Yes, NBA, I think it was 1946, and we got PBA in the Philippines in 1975.
Well done on your numbers, it's very good. Agnes, what can we expect if we come along this Friday and Saturday to Cal Stadium to enjoy the PBA legends?
It's actually, on the 20th, it's actually the meet and greet with the basketball superstars. It's going to be not in Cal Stadium, but in Club 22,
Club
that's 7 p.m.
Oh, in Papanui?
Yes,
Club 22,
yes.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, just in the corner there, opposite the church.
Right.
Yeah, that's great.
So
okay.
the fans and the sponsors and invited guests will be there to meet and greet the superstars. And on the 21st, we will have a basketball clinic for the kids. So some of the basketball superstars will teach them the fundamentals of basketball. Yeah. And of course, the main game or the highlight of the event is on the 21st at 4 p.m. So we will have two games. The game one is Christchurch versus Ashburton and Queenstown. Because we've invited guests from other towns here in South Island.
Wow, it's a real clash of the southern teams, isn't it, really, isn't it?
Yes, and then game two is the South Island selection versus the PBA legends.
Okay, so Marty, how do we get involved? If we love our basketball, want to be entertained, how can we be a part of the event?
Oh yes, you can have your tickets through us. You can contact me and Agnes or Blade.
Right.
On our cell phones.
Yes, sure.
Yeah. Should I just?
No, that's fine. We can give the details to our
details
viewers.
to the,
That's no issue. Plus, we'll have your post up online as
sweet.
well, so we better get them off the bottom there.
Or we got the Facebook page for that. PBA Legends
Live in Christchurch.
Live in Christchurch on Facebook.
Facebook's easy, isn't it? Really?
Yes.
Okay. For you, Agnes, and your team, it must be such an accomplishment to come to this point where it's all going to come together.
Yes, I can't wait for it to be finished, actually.
In a good way.
Yes,
In a good way.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
because we want the Filipino community to be entertained fully. As Marty said, basketball is really our #1 sports in the Philippines, so everybody's really excited. Plus, they are really basketball legendary superstars from the Philippines.
Yeah, to back that up, we actually got like two of the iconic stars, legend. That's why they're called legendary or PBA legends. One is Alvin Patrimonio. He's actually one of the only two players in the Philippines who got 4 MVP awards.
Wow.
And one is Benji
Benji
Paras, which is the only player who got MVP and Rookie of the Year on the same year.
That's tremendous. So back to the Filipino community, we're so fortunate to have so many coming to New Zealand to help us, especially to Christchurch, to help us through the rebuild.
Right.
This must be a bit surreal for them to have these superstars come to Christchurch.
And with that, saying that, the Rebuild guys will be helping us. They are volunteers in this event.
Yeah, they're actually
Yes.
volunteers.
really?
Yeah, and
Yes.
we are really grateful for their participation, actually.
It's quite humbling, isn't it, really?
Yes.
Yes.
So let's talk about the specifics again. So on Friday, there is some sign writing, signing posters, signatures and things like that. That's
Yes.
at Club 22, that is in Papa Nui Road, off Papa Nui Road. Okay, and that's on Friday. On Saturday, though, what time does the event start at, Cal? From
4
how
o'clock.
early? From 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
But there will be sessions?
Yes, the basketball clinic is at 10 in the
At
morning.
10 o'clock.
10.
Okay, that's easy. And we'll have the poster up online for you to get the details for that. Fantastic. All the very best. Look forward to catching up after the event to see how it's all come together.
Yeah.
Great.
Awesome, yeah.
Well done. You can.
Thank you very much for all the support.
Oh,
Daniel.
you're welcome. You take care.
very much.
Rightio, now stay with us. After the break, we have our beautiful resident artist, Ira Mitchell-Kirk. We catch up for our monthly catch-up. See you soon.
Now, starry, starry night. Starry, starry night. Paint your palette blue and
Sorry, but just having a bit of gossip here with Ira. How are we, Ira?
I'm fine, thank you very much.
Oh, that's good, that's good. We're actually talking about someone very special, Sir Ray Avery, who you met this week and I had the good fortune of interviewing a few years ago. What a gentleman.
Lovely, yeah. And so giving and so intelligent.
It is.
Yeah.
And he had a horrible start to his world, but doesn't play the victim at all.
No,
And really
just
is
delightful.
a formidable creature, really, isn't it? So how have you crossed paths then?
My friend Emma that owns Epic Mentors magazine, and I was on the cover of that, and then we were out for coffee and she said, oh, this exhibition's happening, do you want to come? And I was like, come, I want to be in it. So I contacted Lady Avery and she was like, oh, please be part of it. We were going to call you. Oh, okay. So there was 40 artists and it was for the life pods.
Ah, yes. So sensational.
Yeah.
The whole
Amazing,
thing.
yeah.
But one of the paintings, so you had the Arrowtown Gold, which
Yeah.
is gorgeous, and
Yeah.
it sold for how much?
3,200.
Isn't
yeah.
that tremendous?
Yeah.
God. So that was in Auckland, obviously, that
so
they'd had it.
we flew up for that and had a ball.
Literally.
Yeah.
A bit of fun. Next up, though, you're in Dunedin this week.
I've been just now.
Just now, yeah.
Down for the Otago Art Society and got a merit prize for that, for one of my paintings.
And which one? Which one?
This was Lake Dunstan.
Oh, Lake
yeah.
Dunstan. Oh, gorgeous.
Yeah.
Such a beautiful part of the world, isn't it, really?
Oh, yeah.
I think we've got one. Here we are now.
That's the one. Yeah.
Isn't it divine? It's just breathtaking. I love it. I
you.
love that whole stroke in there. And now you're teaching social networking classes. What's going on? Is art not enough for you?
Well, I like talking about art as well. It's just something that came about. People have been asking me, how have you raised your visibility? And I had to think about it. It's just because I talk to people constantly and I support other people and I'm just out there all the time. And apparently people don't know how to do that. So that's something I'm teaching.
You know what? That's true, though. I don't think people can.
Yeah.
And I guess in New Zealand we're not so good about that. We're not good at pulling our own chain or blowing our own trumpet, are we?
Especially artists. Yeah, they'll say to me, oh, if I talk about my art, it will compromise the integrity of my art.
That's a bit woof, woof, woof,
Okay,
isn't
but
it?
then don't you need to make a living?
Yeah, just quietly.
Yeah.
Just quietly.
Yeah.
Now you're painting live this weekend at the Bone Marrow auction. So where's that being held?
Well, that's by invite, and I think it's at Ferrymead Tavern, I think it is. All the tickets are sold.
Oh, that's what you want to hear.
So again, that's what I do. I just paint live, and then they auction it off, and all the money goes to them.
I know, and that's also giving something of yourself and your time,
Yeah.
but all these wonderful organisations that are reaping the reward of having Ira Mitchell-Kirk there. I was going to just quietly, I saw you on the Resine website.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeez, you get around, love.
Yeah, I do lots of murals with schools as a volunteer thing, and then they approached me and asked if I'd like to be on the website because I use their paint a lot.
There you go.
Yeah.
You're popping down to Otago, to Queenstown and Arrowtown for some art classes? Or?
Because I was part of the Spring Arts Festival as an artist in residence, and the classes got way overbooked, and I was talking to the mayor down there at another charity event, and she suggested I apply for funding, so I'm funded to go back down and teach for the summer.
and giving back.
Yeah.
You're looking for artists in April for an April exhibition for Kashmir High?
Yeah, Kashmir High. Our whare needs a zhuzh up. There's way too many blank walls. I can't deal with that. So we would really love to have a traditional carver to teach the children as well, and of course that takes money. So we're looking for artists to contribute, but we're not asking them for free, because
Right.
I know we get asked all the time. We're actually just going to put a commission on top.
Good.
Yep.
And you can go through to Ira's website that has been coming up with her name. So you just go through in there. And of course, we can't forget that this month, this is the beautiful, beautiful painting that you'll be winning from Ira, as she gives you every opportunity every month. Yeah. Thank you, beautiful girl. It's gone too fast. Have to close off the show. It's
all right.
Have a wonderful week.
You
all
too.
the best. And good
Thank
luck.
you.
Raise some money for bone marrow. Righto, thank you so much for joining us today on this beautiful Monday, the 6th of November. We'll do it all again tomorrow, where we've got the Charity Hospital and Crafty Chickadee. Sarah Chisner will be here. Have a fab Monday. See you.
Hey, come on, honey. Go along home and wait for me, baby. I'll be there in just a little while. You see, I gotta go out in this car.